Oh my goodness, my friends are here. I gotta go get the door. I'm so excited my friends are here. We're gonna watch so much TV. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, hey
Mildred,
girl,
you look
how
so
are
good.
you? Your hair looks
Wow,
so
Mildred,
nice. You ready to watch
so
some
good,
TV? I'm so
Mildred.
excited.
Oh, your house
Let's
is so
get this
pretty.
party
Oh,
started.
Mildred. Oh,
Doesn't
my
everyone look so
goodness.
nice? So nice. You look so good, Millie. Good. Everyone looks so fine. So fine. Girl, your hair looks so good. It matches your shoes.
Oh my gosh, I love this show.
How did she do that? Millie, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw that.
When do you suppose the war will start? I notice your husbands aren't here tonight.
Oh, they come and go, come and go. In again, out again. Finnegan, the army called Pete yesterday. He'll be back next week. The army said so. Quick war. 48 hours, they said, and everyone home. That's what the army said. Quick war. Pete was called yesterday, and they said he'd be back next week. Quick. I'm not worried. I'll let Pete do all the worrying. I'll let old Pete do all the worrying. Not me, I'm not worried. Pete and I always said no tears, nothing like that. It's our third marriage each, and we're independent. Be independent, we always said. He said if I get killed off, you just go right ahead and don't cry, but get married again, and don't think of me.
That reminds me. Did you see that Clara Dove 5-minute romance last night in your wall? Well, it was all about this woman who...
Let's talk. How are your children, Miss Phelps?
You know I have any. No one in his right mind, the good Lord knows, would have any children.
I wouldn't say that. I've had 2 children by the cesarean section. There's no reason to go through all that agony for a baby. The world must reproduce, you know. The race must go on. Besides, sometimes you just look like you, and that's nice. 2 cesareans turned the trick, yes, but oh, my doctor said they aren't necessary. You got the hips for it. Everything's normal, but I insisted.
Children are ruinous. You're out of your mind.
I plunked the children into school 9 out of 10 days. I put up with them, and then they come home with 3 days a month. It's not bad at all. You heave them into the... and turn the switch. It's like washing clothes. Stuff in the laundry, slam the lid, and you, as soon as kick me, it's kiss me. Thank God I can kick back.
Let's talk politics, please, Guy.
Sounds fine. I voted last election, same as everyone, and I laid it on the line for President Noble. I think he's one of the nicest looking men to ever become president. He wasn't much, was he? He was kind of small and homely, and he didn't even shave or comb his hair very well. Fat, too, and didn't dress to hide it. No wonder the landslide was for Winston Noble. Even their names help. Compare Winston Noble to Hurt Hogue for 10 seconds, and you almost figure the result.
Dang it! What do you know about Hogg and Noble?
Well, Mr. Montag, do you want us to vote a man like that?
You just run away from the door, Guy, and don't make us nervous. Guy!
Dang it all, dang it all, dang it.
What you got there, isn't it a book? I thought that all special training these days were done by them. You reading up on fireman theory?
Theory, heck, it's poetry.
As for poetry, I hate it.
Sit down.
Why don't you just read us one of those poems from your literature book? I think it would be very interesting.
It's not right. We can't do that.
Well, look at Mr. Montag. He wants to. I know he does. And if we listen nice, Mr. Montag will be happy, and then maybe we can go on and do something else.
Ladies, once a year, every fireman's allowed to bring home one book from the old days to show his family how silly it all was. How nervous that sort of thing can make you. How crazy. Guy's surprise tonight is to read you one sample to show how mixed up things were, so none of us will ever have to bother our little old heads about that junk. Isn't that right, darling?
Yeah.
Here, read this one. No, I take it back. Here's the real funny one you read out loud today. Ladies, you won't understand a word. It goes umpty umpty ump. Go ahead, Guy. What's the title, dear?
Dover Beach.
Now read in a nice clear voice and go slow.
Montag read the poem, and then Miss Phelps started to cry.
Oh, boo-hoo! Oh, boo-hoo!
You're all right, Clara, now. Clara, snap out of it. Clara, what's wrong?
I don't know. I just don't know. Oh.
You see, I knew it. That's what I wanted to prove. I knew it would happen. I've always said poetry and tears, poetry and suicide, poetry and crying, and awful feelings. Poetry and sickness, all that mush. Now I've had to prove it to me. You're nasty, Mr. Montaigne. You're nasty. Silly words, silly, awful, hurting words. Why do people want to hurt people? Not enough hurt in the world, and now I gotta tease people with stuff like that.
Clara, now, Clara. Come on, let's be cheery. You turn the family on now. Go ahead. Let's laugh and be happy. Now stop crying. We'll all have a party.
No, I'm trotting right home. You can stay and visit my family, well and good. But I won't come to this fireman's crazy house again in my lifetime.
Go home. Go home and think of your first husband divorced and your second husband killed in a jet and your third husband blowing his brains out. Go home and think of the dozens of abortions you had. Go home and think of your dang C-sections too and your children who ate your guts. Go home and think how it all happened and what you did to ever stop it. Go home before I knock you down and kick you out the door.